Why would Kevin Durant stay in Golden State? What's the case for him staying where he is?
Yeah, I've made the argument on this show before that I think it'd be great for him to stay and go for a 4th straight ring.
Yes.
All the guys, Magic, MJ, LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, all that he's compared to have never won 4 straight. Only Bill Russell.
Right.
And so if he had that on his resume, I mean, that'd be huge. But watching this season unfold with how difficult, you know, the struggles they're having this year, he and Draymond going at it, the tension there is with the team. There's a reason those guys didn't win 4 straight, you know, because it's very difficult mentally, emotionally, not to mention physically. So it appears that that would be not quite unrealistic, but very difficult. If they win it this year, for them to come back and do it a 4th straight year, it just might be too tough. And look, he's got 2 great options, in my opinion, New York and the Clippers outside of Golden State. So I as much as I'd like to see him get 4 straight, I don't think he would.
Why do you think he is? I know we've talked a lot about Kyrie's levels of happiness and his inner, but I thought the other night when he was, after they got blown out by the Celtics, him, I don't want to say going at Steve Kerr, but his post-game press conference juxtaposed to Steph Curry's, where Steph Curry kept the even keel. You said he's the Tim Duncan for, one of you guys said it's Tim Duncan for the Golden State Warriors. And Kerr, I mean, Kerr predates Durant. And Kerr is incredibly popular within that locker room. And Durant just seems generally irritated with the situation.
Well, I thought he had legitimate reason after the game. What he questioned was, Steve Kerr talked about, now we need to play, we need to be a little more mean, a little more intense. Before and during the season, and angry. And earlier in the season, they were talking about, man, let's play with a little more joy. Let's be happy. So that was the message point.
That's Kerr's mantra, really. Well, was the joy, and then he contradicted it.
Yeah, but now because we lose this game, don't go behind the team, because he should have told the team that after the game, before he told the media that. Like, you can't change your messaging point to the media before you talk to the team, because you have to be consistent. And he said, oh, he said that. Oh, I thought he was talking about play with some joy. So that's what he should be able to do. He has the right to be able to do that, because Steve Kerr changed a message point that we had, and then he went on to being like, no, it's about playing with some more joy. So I don't have a problem with that. I think people miscalculate the amount of stress that NBA players, and I'm going to say it's stress, because dealing with the media, I'm part of the media now. But we used to have a system in Minnesota. And when you only have 16 games and you only play 1 game a week, all right, and we only typically have 2 media appearances that we have to do. We have 1 scheduled during the week, and we're definitely going to talk after the game. But you're talking about 82 games. Now you're talking about all these shoot-arounds.
Right. Twice
There's
a day.
so many more opportunities. So I'm not making excuses for NBA players. But I'm looking at the schedule. I'm looking at how many sound bites, how many times people can get them tripped up. And I didn't like talking to the media because, to me, I got a job to do. And catching the football going across the middle, being in shape, has nothing to do with the media. They might think they help you do your job. You help them do their job. So I'm taking it back to my days, and there was also some
contentious moments.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Because I can't answer all the questions, and I can't tell them the truth all the time. So what these media, the basketball players, what they're facing with the media, we should get used to this and maybe have some, not empathy, but understanding of how many times, how many days a week they have a mic in their face where someone is trying to trip them up. Because we don't see all and hear all the sound bites and everything that you get. You get a lot of bad questions from local people, people trying to make a mark, trying to get a soundbite, trying to please their boss.
Trying to bait you.
Trying to please their boss. So I wouldn't be surprised. I know the NBA, they made the season longer, but this is not going to get any easier for the players to deal with. Now, it's a part of the job. It's a part of your responsibility, but we better understand what they're going through, and we better start looking at it a little bit different if we're going to understand this modern-day athlete.
When I was a beat writer covering, the Cavaliers, the Nets, the Knicks, I talked to some players, because, look, I was at every shoot-around. I was at every practice. I'm in the locker room before every game, after game, and I would get sick of seeing the players. Because it's like every day we're asking a lot of the same questions, and I will talk to them. I know you get tired of seeing me.
Right.
I'm here. So there should be an understanding. And I think with KD, I mentioned that I've been told KD and Kyrie were a little leery of New York. Not saying they won't come, but a little bit leery just because of the media.
It's something that should be discussed between the two of them.
They should consider it. Now, what I would say is that when you played and when I was a beat writer before the internet, it was a little different. New York was more different than everywhere else.
Yeah,
New York's known for sensationalism. Right. And the internet was just but it wasn't as big of a factor as now.
Yes.
But the internet, New York's known for sensationalism, tabloid journalism. Now that's kind of throughout the country. Because, you can...
Twitter.
So it's not right.
That's why I don't
it
think
won't
going
be
to
as
the Knicks
different.
is as jarring.
Right, I agree. It's a little bit different, but it's not as much.
I understand there's going to be... Every city doesn't have a New York Post, and I get that. And every city doesn't have the intense scrutiny. But, Philly's pretty intense, by the way. Boston local media is pretty intense.
And the national media is covering it
But the national media covers everyone.
Right.
The internet covers everyone. And so a lot of these guys... it's not a beef typically with the local guys. Not all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they do
Not
get
all the time.
relationships with them. And for Durant, when it comes to the Warriors, everything he has done off the court over the last 9 to 12 months has been setting up for New York. Now, everything he's doing with Rich Kleinman, the office space that they're trying to set up, there's the element of LeBron's now on the West Coast, kind of is sucking up that air from the media. Kevin Durant's ability to go to New York and be the star in the biggest city in the country. And Kevin Durant is in, and Rich Kleinman, to his credit, the mogul business. They have real estate deals. They're doing media stuff, their own media company. So it would be, to me, it would take a massive shift or a seismic event for Kevin Durant to change that course.
I don't think he'll go to New York by himself, and I don't think he should.
But because of the move they made,
go with Kyrie or somebody else,
KD will be a huge draw. Like, because of the move they made, it was one of the reasons the Kristaps trade, even if you love Kristaps as a player, was such a great move for the Knicks, because now they don't have to do anything this summer to be able to sign two guys.
But they'll be talking. KD will be talking with AD, with Kyrie. I just don't think you should go there alone, because you won't win at a high level alone.
No, not in the NBA.
And if you don't win in New York, it's horrible. And that's where the media will really get bad. Let me say this last thing quickly about KD. In discussions with him and what he said about Kerr the other night, one thing I've learned about KD, he just wants to speak his mind. And whether it's some no-name going at him on Instagram, whether it's a media person saying something, he's going to confront you. Or Steve Kerr. He's going to say his mind just because that seems to be the type of person he is.
Can I follow up just one quick question? I'm sorry, to something you said about winning in New York. What do you think winning in New York means, though? Like, you said it's horrible if you don't win.
If KD went to New York and won a title,
that's the best. But
it would mean more. Oh, he's got to win a championship.
Compared to where they were, all you got to do at this point for the last couple of years, get them into the playoffs.
That'd be nice initially.
No. That's franchise and that's local people.
Right.
But KD is trying to be one of the biggest names that's ever played in sports, and how that gets him into other businesses. No, we're fans, all right? He's not a fan. Right. He's making a decision that would change his life.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.